talk about how to retire at age 50. Heck, I'm going to show you how to retire at age 30 if you want, age 40. I retired at age 30 and I can show you how to do the same. What if you're 45 and so you only have 5 years before you want to retire at age 50? Doesn't really matter how long your time horizon is. I'm going to give you some concepts that will help you think of retirement differently. So the first thing I want you to realize is that retirement is really, the way you should look at it is not necessarily never working again. The idea is to get to the point where you don't have to work, where work is optional. That's the way I look at retirement. If there was something that you wanted to do that you always wish that you could have done, but you've never done it. Maybe it's something like being an art teacher, or maybe you wanted to be a professional surfer, but you know that there's no money in that, or that you wouldn't be able to make a living doing that, but it would be your dream job, especially if you didn't have to get paid to do it. That's retirement. That's being able to do what you want to do, be able to go where you want to go, do what you want to do, when you want to do it, with whom you want to do it with. That's what I call retirement. If that sounds like something that you want to do, then I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. The first thing you want to do, look at creating income versus trying to build a nest egg. So a lot of people out there are really scrimping and saving and taking that last bit that they have each month, putting it into an account in something they have no control over, and they are hoping and praying that one day that amount will be enough for them to retire. And in another video, if you haven't watched it, I talked about what it takes to retire the traditional way. Go ahead and watch that video. If you haven't watched it yet, you're going to want to watch that video first. Once you understand what it takes to retire, then you realize there's got to be a better way. One thing that you can do is search for alternatives and passive income. Predictable passive monthly income is the easiest way to reach your retirement goals quickly. Now I'm going to tell you how I did it, and I'm going to show you that there's a much simpler way than the way that I did it. Okay, my husband and I had just recently paid off our student loans, and we were in the process of trying to become financially free. We knew that in order to do that, all we had to do was cover our monthly living expenses. I want to mention that again because I think a lot of people don't realize this, and this is something really key. The moment that your passive monthly income from investments exceeds your living expenses, you don't have to work anymore. Let that sink in for a minute. The moment your passive income from your investments exceeds your monthly living expenses, you don't have to work anymore. And what I mean by living expenses is everything you spend money on: your grocery bill, entertainment, car payment, rent, mortgage, everything you spend money on a monthly basis. If your passive monthly income can cover it, then you don't have to. What that means is you are free to work if you want to, but not because you have to. You are free to pursue your dream job, your dreams. You're able to experience all of those things because your passive monthly income is covering your living expenses. So that's the objective. Here's what we did. Now, folks, don't necessarily try this at home, but I'm going to tell you an easier way after I explain what we did. My husband actually had a little bit of money saved up. We went to an auction that was on for a home that was on foreclosure at auction. We bid on the property and we got it. Okay, so we were able to put very little amount down on a property that we found in foreclosure, and we purchased it. We purchased that property, we fixed it up, and we sold it. And after we sold it, we actually had so much equity in that home. We had built so much value in it, over $100,000 in value, which was way more than we put into it. We were able to exchange that for a rental property. And the rental property was a multi-unit property that produced way more income than I was making in my job. So in 1 year, we were able to go from pretty much broke, or really nothing. We didn't have anything saved because I had used it on this one property, used all of his savings, which wasn't a whole lot. And we basically purchased a property that produced so much cash flow after the mortgage payment, after the ground lease rent, after all expenses associated with the property were paid. We still had more income from that than all of our living expenses. It was actually 3 times our monthly living expenses, the cash flow that it produced. What does this mean? That meant at that point, neither me nor my husband had to work another day. Now, did we stop working? No, we were young. I was 30 years old, so I wasn't going to stop working. I had no intention of actually quitting work and sitting at home and doing nothing for the rest of my life. I mean, I definitely had to go out and do something. But the idea was we were absolutely 100% free at that point, free to pursue what we wanted to. And that's what gave me the freedom to start this business, to start TARDIS Wealth Strategies. I was able to do that simply because we reached financial freedom. We were retired. I retired at age 30. So you can do it at any age, right? That was a little bit more challenging. There was a lot more to what I just explained to you. I'm not going to give you all the gory details. We made a lot of mistakes and it took a very long time, it took the whole year to do all of that and a lot of hours. And I would definitely not do it again if I had to. There's a much simpler way. And so I want to encourage you, research these videos, look at alternative investments, make sure you do your research, know how much it's going to take to retire, and find a system that works for you. If you like this video, go ahead and click like, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in the next video.